Well, this is one of the most poorly aged videos I've ever done. I've had quite a bit more time with Crossworlds, and while I knew it wasn't perfect, man, I really think they're letting this game down. I'm just gonna get straight into it because every time I think about this game, I just get ticked off. Why does this game take so long to assign you to a lobby? Seriously. You go into a lobby and the only thing you can do is just sit there, maybe tinker with your gadgets, but not even really, because by the time that you go and try to figure out which gadgets you want to even switch to, it kicks you out to show you that the players have shown up. Oh, by the way, pick a stage before you go because you can't do anything else unless you do that. I know you can technically just do this in the main menu with no pressure, but my point is that if you go into a lobby, you pretty much just can't do that. If you want to switch something, you better have it already in mind and know what it's called, know where it's organized, because they haven't changed this since the open beta. That's something that I don't understand why it just kicks you out completely. Just give me a timer on the top corner and then kick me out at the last second. That's all you have to do. You don't have to show me that all the players showed up. What is the point of that? I'm not gonna say hi to every single one of them, and that doesn't even save you from like the loading either. Even if it does kick you out, you have to wait for the game to load all the players or the stages or whatever. Sometimes it doesn't even connect. Sometimes it just throws you out because it had a connection error. So honestly, I've spent more time looking at menus and loading screens than actual racing. And this isn't perfect or like a perfect replacement or anything, but at least Mario Kart and Kirby Air Riders lets you do a pre-race or run around in the stage or the world while the game is loading. You don't really have enough time to do anything because it loads so quick, but it's still there. Like, even if it's still trying to place you in a race, you can fart around doing stuff, change characters with enough time. And it doesn't kick you out to show you that all the players are there. It kicks you out once you have to choose a stage, which is completely fine because if I want to have the option to hit random, that's completely cool. But it doesn't do that. I know it's a pretty small difference, but it does make a difference, ironically enough, because it's something that just compounds over time. It just feels so slow and sluggish in comparison, especially since two of these games are kind of in the same price range. Also, holy sh**, why doesn't this game have a quit button when you're online? Once you're in a lobby, which should be fine for you to leave because you're still not in the race, you can't do that. The game outright refuses to, and you're forced to sit in another match unless you hit Alt F4. God forbid you have to leave in the middle of a race. You'll just get warned and or penalized for it. Cool. It's not like I have a life that, you know, I get interruptions in or anything. No. And at least in every other racer I've played, you can leave in the match. You're not penalized for doing that. As long as you don't just completely cheat, you'll be fine. I don't understand why this is like a big issue for Sonic when, I don't know, man, like even just leaving the game running, like after you pause, you get penalized after like maybe 10 seconds because you didn't touch the controller. I don't understand how you're charging $70 for this game and you can't even put a quit button in the middle of a race. It's something so simple. It's not like the people are gonna rage quit all the time. You can set parameters to avoid this from happening. The same parameters that they have for people quitting in the middle of a match or something like that. But just apply that if, I don't know, say somebody quits like maybe 4 times, rage quitting back to back to back to back. There's a way to check this, but this is not the way. Just taking out the button completely? No, that's not it, man. And yes, I have a right to compare it to other products because this is a full price game when it's not on discount, so it should be held to the same standards set by others, and can be, and should be. And even then, like even quitting from the lobby, you have to pray that you pressed it fast enough because sometimes it'll lock you in anyway and you'll have to do another match unless again you press Alt F4. I don't know how you can't just quit out of a lobby. It's a lobby. This is before the race. If you want to charge these type of prices for these games now, you better make something of that quality. And I'm sorry, especially nowadays where games cost this much, you have to bring your A game. I'm sorry. Oh, and don't even get me started on the pricing, man. $90 for DLC characters included in your base game, and somehow you can't even get voice acting included. No alternate costumes, no nothing, just like, oh, look at these licensed characters. Blah. Dog, other games can do licensed characters just fine without charging $70 or even $90 because it's DLC, and they can have them fully voiced. A licensed Nickelodeon kart racing game can have voiced characters. A fighting game can have fully voiced characters and not be $70, $80, $90. Why does this game, get the pass? Why the fuck did this game get the pass? And look, maybe if they did something simple as like, I don't know, grunts, sound effects, something like that, where like they can just pull voice files from another game, that's completely fine. That's all they had to do, really. Not even that. We don't even get that. We just get stupid ass like MP3 sound effects as if this was like a $40, $50 game. This isn't a $50 game. This is a $70 to $90 game, depending on which edition you get. God forbid it's not on sale. Also, talking about DLC, this game is so disappointing. Not just from the lack of voice acting, but they can't even do something basic like add more stages or like at the bare minimum different skins. They have slots allocated to different versions of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, whatever. Like they have these robotic or like hologram versions of everybody, and even Sage has her skin or like her other version from Sonic Frontiers. Why don't you use that to your advantage? You have a system that can work for different skins. I don't know, maybe a Rider skin, a Black Knight skin, like different versions of Sonic. Out of all the characters that have multiple skins, Hardlight is absolutely cooking your ass with this. Sega Hardlight is a division of Sega, and they're doing just fine adding different types of skins. They've been adding different versions of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Nephilish, Infinite, all these characters for about a decade almost. And Sega can't even do it with their paid release. And if you didn't dedicate a team for like a year of worth of content like that, this shouldn't be that hard to get. Sega Hardlight did it with their own story-driven game from Sonic. They did it with Sonic Dream Team. They added a post-launch update where they added more costumes for everybody. That was super cool. I can't play it, but that was really cool. Why can't Sonic Team do that? The only stuff they've been able to do is something half-assed like their gloves or like their shoes. Why don't we get full-on costumes like we see in the art that we get on Twitter or something like that? Why does it have to be this half-assed, hologram that can't even speak? Why can't we get something of substance? I get the stages may be like a huge reach because that's, a different pipeline, but why not skins? Skins should be like pretty simple enough to implement. I don't understand, because they made an entire system. That's the thing that confuses me. They made a system where you can swap different versions of characters, but they don't use that. They only used it that one time and they didn't do anything with it. That's a Sonic Team classic, I may add, but come on, man. Leave it to Sonic Team to leave an opportunity to go to waste like always. They did this with Generations with no DLC. They did this with Shadow Generations with no DLC. Only one. They showed the potential of what it could have been, but they didn't do anything with it. And I'm sure they're going to do it with something else that they release in the future. They did it with Sonic Frontiers. I don't know why they can't do it with the thing that should honestly receive DLC. This thing needs more meat on its bones if it wants to last. And lastly, man, I just got so tired of being shit on every race. I can't. There's no way to de-rank or reset the rankings, so I'm just stuck with Sweats Online. There's no scenario where I get even close to top 3. 5th at best, and that's pushing it. And listen, I know I'm not gonna win every race, but even if I play my best, if I try, that's still somehow not enough, and I just lose. No matter what, I always lose. And I'm just trying to do casual, regular races. Not anything fancy, not the like stupid legendary mode or whatever. I'm just trying to play casual, and it's just exhausting. And I gotta be honest, I just switched over to Mario Kart World. I don't win every time, but I don't feel like I'm getting hit with a baseball bat in the balls just for trying to do a casual run. It feels better to play too. I don't need some stupid ass meta to win. I can just drop in, play, get 5th or like 4th or something, and then win occasionally, and that's it. I don't feel angry after playing. Meanwhile, if I play Crossworld and after a long day of work, getting punched in the ass is the last thing I need. So I dropped the game. I may come back, but honestly, I'm not really missing it. At the end of the day, I know this seems like little issues, but they really compound over time, and they did. Especially since it seems like Sega/Sonic Team doesn't really feel interested in doing anything about it. Maybe that could change, but I'm not counting on it. They just love leaving opportunities to go to waste. But just small stuff would have made some sort of difference, but oh well.